Okay, so I want to dig into the scripture real quick. It's a lot of controversy about, a man having more than one wife. Is it lawful or is it unlawful? And a lot of people use examples of what took place in the Old Testament to, you know, justify their behavior today. But we got to keep in mind that Jesus Christ, the Son of God, He was the one that came to set the record straight, to give you the real deal. Now we're gonna get Matthew 19:9, and we're gonna look at this scripture because a lot of people see this scripture and they say, well, that's about divorce, and the scripture is more than divorce. Now, when you read the scripture, it tells you if a man put away his wife, unlawfully. Now that's putting away, that's divorce. But if you read and take another, when they say and he take another, that's adding, that's not divorce. That's adding to it. Adding to the one wife you had, or adding a wife after your divorce. So the scripture is dealing with that, and he dealing with that. He touched on a couple things in this one verse. But I'm finna go over it and I'm finna try to break it down, because once upon a time somebody explained this to me and it made a lot of sense, and I just couldn't get around it, and I looked at it and I come to the conclusion that it makes a lot of sense. And there's other scriptures to back it up, but I'm finna go over the scriptures, and I'm gonna break it down. Hopefully it bring clarity. So first, it's Matthew 19:9. So Matthew 19:9. So Matthew 19:9, it say, and I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication, and shall marry another, committeth adultery. And whosoever marrieth her which is put away doth commit adultery. Now I'm gonna try to break it down. So it say, and I say unto you, this was Christ. Now he is the one that came to set the record straight. After no matter what these scriptures, what it may look like, what took place, he's the one that set the record straight. Now, and I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife. So whoever put away his wife, meaning you get rid of your wife, and it say, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication. Except it be for fornication. Now, this scripture is talking about people who put away their wife and she did not fornicate. So it's for who did not fornicate, except it be for fornication. So this is for everybody who put away their wife and she didn't fornicate. So it say, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication, and shall marry another, committeth adultery. Now, if you put away your wife and she didn't fornicate, and you marry somebody else, you're committing adultery. Now, I'm going to read it again. I'm going to say it again. If you put away your wife and she did not fornicate, and you get another woman, that's adultery. I'm going to say it again. And I'm going to try to bring some clarity. If you put away your wife and she did not fornicate, therefore, she didn't fornicate, therefore, she's still married to you. Let's read what the scriptures say. Whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication. If you put away your wife and she didn't commit fornicating, and she didn't fornicate, and shall marry another, committeth adultery. Because it's adultery when you marry somebody else, because you're still married to this woman. And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife. If you put away your wife and she didn't fornicate, meaning you put her away incorrectly, because she didn't fornicate. If you put her away incorrectly and you mess with somebody else, it's adultery. So if you put away your wife incorrectly, that means she's still married to you because you put her away incorrectly. and you sleep with somebody else or marry another woman, it's adultery because you didn't put her away. And that's why when you read the end of this scripture, and marry another committed adultery, and whosoever marries her which is put away committeth adultery. They committing adultery because she's still your wife. If somebody marry a woman who you put away incorrectly, if a man marry a woman who you put away incorrectly, that man is committing adultery. You know why? Because she still belongs to you. You know what I'm saying? She still belongs to you. That's why it's adultery. Now, but it also not just a woman. So check out what he say. And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication, and shall marry another, committeth adultery. So the man, he is guilty of adultery too, because he's still married to her. He's a married man. He's a married man. So if he messed with somebody after he improperly put her away, because in God's eyes, he's still married to her, and he sleep with somebody else, it's adultery. Some people say, well, you know, a man it's his God-given right to mess with any woman that's not married. But that's not what he's saying right here. Because if it's a man, and think about it, if it's a man's God-given right, if he can go mess with many women as he want, as some believe, as long as she not married, then it's no harm done. Now that don't line up with what Christ is saying right here. It say, and I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it's for anybody, whoever put away his wife, except it be for fornication, and marry another, committed adultery. Now, if it was a man's God-given right to marry whoever he want, then Christ wouldn't be saying this right here. He wouldn't be saying you committing adultery by sleeping with somebody else, because if y'all believe there's nothing wrong by with him sleeping with somebody else, if you believe that, then how can he be guilty of adultery by sleeping with somebody else? You know. Now some people will go and say, well, it's adultery because, now these, they reaching, but they'll say it's adultery because he relinquished his responsibility, or he didn't take care of the first wife, so that's why it's adultery. But it's no way around the scripture. It don't matter if he did that or not, because if you're saying it's about his relationship, first of all, Christ wouldn't have said if he sleep with another woman. He put that in there because you're committing adultery when you sleep with another woman. It don't say if you put away your wife unlawfully, that's adultery. No, he didn't say that. He said if you put away your wife unlawfully and marry another, that's adultery. And marry another, that's adultery. You see? So the adultery is when you marry another. Because if it ain't no scripture, I ain't seen no scripture that say if you put away your wife unlawfully, that's adultery. I have never seen no scripture. I need to see the scripture that say that. But it do say if you put away your wife unlawfully, or if you put her away, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication. I mean, if you put her away and she did not fornicate, that's the same thing. That means if you put her away and she didn't fornicate, he telling you she's still your wife. That's why the man is guilty of adultery, is what it's saying, and the woman is guilty of adultery if she sleep with somebody. It say he married another, he committed adultery. He's guilty, and if a woman marries somebody else, that man and she's guilty because she's still your wife, and you're guilty of adultery because she's still your. She's guilty of adultery because she's still married to you. And you're guilty of adultery when you mess with somebody because you're still a married man too, to her. So it's no way you really can get around that, you know. And if, once again, if someone believes that it's because he didn't take care of his responsibility, then it don't matter. First of all, if he's not doing nothing wrong by taking another wife, then if he's not doing nothing wrong by taking another wife, what do it matter how his relationship status with his first wife is? You know, that's like a contradiction. You telling me a man can go get another wife. A man can go get another wife. It's his God-given right to get another wife. So why is Christ saying about your relationship status? Because he's saying if you put her away unlawfully, you know, why do it matter how you put her away or not if you're not doing nothing wrong by going to get another woman? That's because that's what people are saying. And he telling you right here that it's an issue. And once again, that's just one aspect. So we look at it like this, like people would say, let's read it again. I want to make sure it's real clear. Whosoever shall put away his wife unlawful, it say, whosoever shall put away his wife except it be for fornication and marry somebody else, it's adultery. So some people say, well, I'm not going to put her away and I'm going to marry somebody else. That's not adultery, is it? Well, it's the same thing. If you put away your wife unlawfully, that means in God's eyes, or in real life, you're still married to her. That's why if you sleep with somebody else, it's adultery. If you put away your wife unlawfully and sleep with somebody else, it's adultery. If you put away her unlawfully, that means you're still married to her. Therefore, if you put her away unlawfully, or if you don't put her away at all, you're still married to this woman. Let's just say you don't put her away at all. Because some guys will be like, well, I'm not going to put her away. And I go sleep with another woman. Is that adultery? Not putting her away and putting her away is the same thing, because you're still married to this woman. And if you sleep with somebody else, it's adultery. Now, I don't even know how to make it more clear. Leave a comment and let's talk about it. Thank you.